Hello and welcome to your reading today. I really apologize for the lateness of this reading. I did not realize that you had emailed me about this 2 weeks ago, and I apologize for that. As I tell people around this time of year, this is a musician's crazy time of year, so so I apologize. I honestly had kind of overlooked that email, and I also overlooked the fact that you had wanted a Skype reading. And I apologize about that too. Skype readings, I need to change that on the website. That it's awfully difficult for me to offer them because of the way my schedule works. People are available in the evenings, and I am not. I work in the evenings, and so scheduling something with people for that to work out just doesn't usually work out. So, in order to get this to you finally, I wanted to just get it out on YouTube. I am going to post it as unlisted. So only you and I can see it. But I wanted to get this out to you. So anywho, so we're going to do your general reading today. And yeah, I will, today I will be using, actually, the Kyra Marchetti Legacy of the Divine deck, if you've heard of it. It came out a couple of years ago, was very popular at the time. Don't know if it's still popular, don't really know what the heck he's been up to. But I wanted to give it a whirl. I never really read with it, and I just feel the call to do that today. I don't know. So we're going to go for it. So today I will be using for your significator the Queen of Cups, because you are Pisces, and there she is with her fish. How appropriate. So let's give it a go. I invoke thee, Ea-O, that thou wilt send head of the great angel who art set over the operations of his secret wisdom, that he may lay his hands invisibly upon these consecrated cards of art, and that thereby we may obtain true knowledge of hidden things, to the glory of thine ineffable name. Amen. Okay. Alright. First card is the Three of Cups, crossed by the Ace of Swords, crowned by the Six of Pentacles, or coins in this deck, grounded by Knight of Coins, passed with the Three of Coins, lots of coins going on, Four of Cups in the immediate future, and then up the side we have the Six of Swords, the Hermit, Faith, or the Hierophant, and last but not least, the Five of Cups. Okay. Bottom of the deck is Strength, followed by the Ace of Coins, King of Swords, etc. We'll see. We'll see if we need any more of that. But anywho, the overall situation is represented by the Three of Cups, and actually it's coming out of the Three of Coins, two threes. It's kind of interesting. I don't have any more threes. I get the sense that you have met someone, actually. I get the sense that you've met someone that you like, and that you think is going to be better than whoever in the past you have been with. And the reason that I say this is, first of all, your overall situation is the Three of Cups, augmented by Strength on the bottom of the deck. So first of all, this has a very, well, it has a sexual connotation, first of all, but it also is accompanied by, well, the Hermit over here. There's just this sense that you have got this new connection with someone. I think it's still relatively new because of the Ace of Swords crossing us here, because it tells me that the problem here, the obstacle in the form of the Ace of Swords, is that you're not quite sure, again, what to think about it and you aren't quite, like, the situation isn't quite clear yet. I think you haven't really had the full realization of it yet. Like, it still could go either way, which is what the Ace of Swords is all about. It's sort of a crapshoot. And it is literally a double-edged sword. It's supposed to be, anyway. Because, it can be either good or bad. And I think you feel more that it's something that could be a good thing. And certainly, I think that on some level you hope that it's going to be a good thing. I see you as, in the past, you have the Three of Coins. And I think that you, well, I don't know if this is someone that you've met through work, possibly. I kind of get the sense that it's someone that you possibly have met through work. But either way, the Knight of Coins is someone who is very, very down to earth and very reliable. They're very practical people, and they're hardworking people. Physically, he may have darker features, either dark-colored hair, darker-colored eyes, possibly darker-colored skin as well, but that is not necessarily the case. And personality is far more important with court cards. And I just think that you recognize that there's potential for either good or bad with this connection you have with someone. And it's something that you either you have. Well, the Three of Coins is confusing me, to be honest with you, because the Three of Coins is telling me on one hand this is someone that you've possibly worked with or are working with. The other thing is that it's that this relationship is something that you have been possibly trying to build also, and if this is someone that you've worked with for a while, then that certainly makes sense. And so perhaps now you're at a point where you're either unsure whether or not you should really pursue this or engage this person. And for your perspective is interesting as the Six of Swords, because you see this as being a transitional moment for you, and ideally a transition from something, from a scenario that is not as great to one that is at least slightly better, and it's slightly better because you've learned from the experience. And that is connected to the Ace of Swords. So I think that perhaps whatever reservations you have about this perhaps come from previous relationships that you have tried to work out your way out of. The Three of Coins, I feel, is relevant on a couple of levels, and I see you as having worked through some more difficult situations, perhaps romantically. Now this situation, I feel like it has some potential here. It does, but it's not. It isn't. Well, I don't see it going particularly far. To be honest, I really just think that this guy. Yeah, this guy, there's a lot of physical energy in this reading, okay? And I feel that the best possible thing you can get out of this, and based on the Six of Discs at the top of the reading, the best that is available here is more of a physical thing, more of a, more of a physical type of relationship and less of an emotional one. There is not a whole lot of water. There's not a lot of good water, I should say, in this reading to really solidify the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups, if anything, has a pretty clear trajectory from 3, 4, and 5. You have those 3 cups, and that trajectory is one from pleasure and good society to through boredom and then eventually disappointment. So I just think that you possibly the Knight of Coins is not going to be as inspiring as you would like, and that's because he's looking for a physical relationship. Um, and I think that the interesting thing is the Hierophant in your hopes and fears in conjunction with the Hermit. You have. I want to say that you. Well, first of all, the Hermit is a loner, obviously, and it seems that you have kind of been isolated from other people. You haven't really opened up to people like this in a while, and perhaps that's why you're tentative and really a little bit unsure, and you feel like you're kind of transitioning or opening up, or you're making some kind of journey here through the Six of Swords. The Hermit is all about you trying to focus on you for a while now. And this is how people have seen you anyway. This is what you've been putting out into the environment. So the fact that you are perhaps willing to open up to this person and pursue something more in depth with them is perhaps a big deal for you. Now, the I think you have also I get the sense that you have chosen to be single also. That you have chosen to remain sort of isolated, and this is because when it comes to relationships at this point, you want something that's reliable and dependable, and something that I think it's also something that you want a deeper connection with someone that is more traditional. I think the five of the five of the Hierophant here for your hopes and fears is just saying that you are looking for something that's more traditional and more reliable and more long term, more of a commitment, and you aren't really looking for anything that's going to just be physical. And unfortunately, that is what it looks like this man is offering here, or is what he is interested in. Now, at the same time, I think you feel that he would be someone who would not be really interested in that, because he's, perhaps a Taurus, or he's a very steady, reliable, probably kind of traditional himself type of guy, which would make you think that that's perfect for what you want. And on one level, I would say that is, a great match for you right now. But at the same time, the signs are not great for it as it moves into the future. We go from the Three of Cups to the Four of Cups to the Five of Cups. So in the immediate future, there's just this sense of boredom about the whole thing. Like, it's just not. It just feels very stuck, and it's not really going anywhere. In the immediate future, you have no other lunar symbols to really cement that Four of Cups, or to really evaluate it more. You do. Oh, actually, you do. The Six of Discs, the Six of Coins. Excuse me. Is the Moon in Taurus. There's quite a lot of Taurus going on here. Actually, there's quite a lot of Taurus. You have three Taurian cards here. And again, that just really represents that idea of almost a sense of work ethic that we've been getting from the Three of Discs, but also a sense of almost conservatism, which is in terms of looking for something that's more traditional, and more dependable. You don't want to have another reason to kind of retreat from relationships again. Now, the unfortunate thing, I suppose it depends on how you look at it, is that I think that there's good chemistry between the two of you. Otherwise, this wouldn't be really a question. I do think that there is potential for really good chemistry here, and for a pretty good sex life with this person. And that's just the combination of strength with the Six of Coins here is pretty strong, but yeah, it's tough to say whether or not pursuing the Six of Coins would allow you to open up other possibilities with this relationship, because it is possible that by following the advice of the Six of Coins, which is to, saying the best possible thing you can do in this in this situation is to make that kind of exchange with this person, is to share with this person and to give to this person in return for what they want to give. It wouldn't be a one-way street type of thing. And it is possible that by opening up that opportunity, you would release some of that chemistry that I think is there. It is there. Otherwise, strength would not be a major card in this reading. And it is possible that because the Six of Discs is the other lunar card in this reading, that you would be able to steer this situation away from boredom and disappointment, because your overall outcome as of right now is the Five of Cups, which is all about this not really meeting your expectations and just being disappointed by the whole thing and being frustrated and kind of angry. It's just not currently headed in a great place. Okay. You also have a fair amount of Mercury, which is kind of interesting, but maybe we'll talk about that in a minute. The interesting thing, too, to consider is that Ace of Swords and the duality of the Ace of Swords and the potential of the fact that it is an ace. So the crux of this situation is still at a point of becoming something, and is still in a point of manifestation. So it is possible that this overall outcome and the way that this is going is more changeable than it would be normally. And I do get the sense that is possible, because again, I think that there is opportunity here. I don't think that there isn't. And I do think that he's interested. I do think that he's interested. I just think that there is an opportunity for this to become very stale, and stale possibly because of whatever inhibitions you may have about the situation, whatever reservations you may have about this. You may just not want to give it too much of a shot, or not rush into it, or take things almost too slowly, or it's just, I think we want to avoid the situation becoming stuck. And, the interesting thing, if we were to compare the Six of Discs, I keep calling it the Six of Discs, the Six of Coins, with the Four of Cups, both of them are lunar cards, but one certainly has a lot more movement in it. The Six of Coins is a lot more fluid and is a lot more about an equal exchange that kind of continues on. Whereas the Four of Cups is just, it's like the eternal moot point. It's just, nothing is really all that great. It's kind of just tolerable and very boring and kind of dull. And so there's a lack of inspiration coming into this relationship right now, into this connection you have with this person. And you need to try, if you are interested in it working, then the best thing for you to do is to try to invite some of this more powerful energy into the situation, because it's there. Strength is there, and it is followed by the Ace of Coins, interestingly enough, which sort of solidifies the idea for me that that there is definitely some physical chemistry here, and that the opportunity for you to get with this person is certainly there. Whether or not you choose to pursue that as an adult is obviously up to you. And again, I think that you are more inclined to not necessarily pursue it until you are sure that there is some kind of commitment there, that there is some kind of sense that this person isn't going to just up and leave, after he gets what he wants. So I do think that there is opportunity here. Now, I want to, I kind of want to isolate the Six of Discs, and also to kind of make up for the fact that this reading is coming so late to you. I'd love to do just a more close look at the Six of Coins and how, if you pursue the Six of Coins instead of just letting this kind of fizzle out, which is kind of what this is happening, what this is representing anyway, here you go, that 3 to 5 of Cups is just, it's just a real downer here, because it's like going from something that really is good, and just watching it slowly peter out over time and slowly just kind of fall by the wayside here until you're just kind of upset at the fact that it never really became anything. So I want to isolate the Six of Discs and see if by following that there is any opportunity here for you to change the outcome of this situation. So I am going to take the Six of Coins and use this as the significator for a 3-card reading, okay? And I'm going to ask, basically, if you choose to make this contract with this person of sorts, if you choose to, contract is a really bad word for it. If you choose to pursue this person physically, what the result of that would be, so that this way you have a little bit more confidence in whatever decision you make, hopefully, anyway. So let's give it a shot. If you choose to follow this path, what is the result that we can hope to see? How will this affect or change the outcome of this situation? How will it affect your relationship with this guy? All right. Ha! Well, isn't that interesting? Okay, so the three cards that you got, aha, even better. Oh dear, you have the Two of Cups on the bottom of your deck for this reading, which is which is pretty uncanny. And you have the Wheel of Fortune as your first card, followed by the World and the Eight of Swords. I actually think that this is pretty clearly in favor of giving it a shot. I really think you should give it a shot now. The Wheel of Fortune tells me that it is very possible for you by choosing to give it a shot to really try to open more of that freer energy, that more exciting energy of that physical connection. By trying to pursue that a little bit more openly, not necessarily aggressively, but more openly, be more open to that opportunity. I think that you really could change the outcome of this. The Wheel of Fortune is very, it doesn't get more clear that this is a very a fluid situation, and that it is possible for this to make a turn for the better, as opposed to the turn for the worse that we see it going in your previous reading, in the original reading. So the Wheel of Fortune is really about turning that bad into something good by just universal causality, really, and universal will, if you will. Or rather, through, perhaps more accurately, through the will of your own choices. I mean, that's really what the wheel is about. The fact that any choice you make is going to change the way the world around you deals with you, and what the world around you gives you. And the Wheel of Fortune, I always interpret the Wheel of Fortune as good luck. I never interpret the Wheel of Fortune as bad luck. And the reason I do this is simply because the card is Jupiter, and the card is associated with the path descending from Chesed to Netzach. And I that's not a negative path, really, in any way, shape, or form, nor is Jupiter a malefic planet. So, in my eyes, the Wheel of Fortune really represents, divine providence, the gifts of the universe that sort of are dropped into our lap randomly, and the moments in our lives when we really need to consider that the things around us are not necessarily coincidental, that there is something going on here that is asking us to listen. So I very strongly think that you really could expand the connection with this person, and that there definitely is something there for you to pursue that could be very fulfilling. And I think that with the World and the Eight of Swords sort of supporting us here, giving us more details, I think that this is an opportunity for you to kind of liberate yourself from whatever restrictions you may have and whatever fears you may have. Because I do think, with this Eight of Swords, it really confirms for me that sense that I was getting from the Hermit, that you, and the Six of Swords in your previous reading too, that there's some aspect about this to you that's very scary, and that you're just afraid of opening yourself to. And I do think that this is an opportunity for you to kind of come full circle here and realize that it's better for you to give it the shot and possibly open yourself up to some pain, than it is to not open yourself up and deny yourself the possibility of having a really good relationship with this person, or just something that is, it's powerful. I think that you do have a good connection with this person. I just do. And it's something that you're just really nervous about. You're just nervous about the whole thing, and just be less nervous. I think, trust that if you open yourself to it, I think things will just fall into place, and don't hide yourself from this person or withhold anything from this person because you're afraid of what he might do with it. I actually think that this guy is probably pretty reliable. That Knight of Coins thing, He probably is. While at the moment he is not really looking for. There's not a whole lot of emotional stuff going on for him. It may be because he needs the physical component first. Some guys are just weird like that. They don't really feel anything until there's a physical component, or even when there's a physical component, it still takes them a while. Particularly earth signs. Earth signs are so challenging to date, and I will just say that. Speaking from experience, earth signs are the hardest signs in the zodiac to date because they are so emotionally handicapped that and that's really a nice way of putting it. They are just not good with emotions. They don't develop emotions easily. They usually are just as safe with their emotions as certain water signs are, like Cancer and Scorpio. So in some ways, you would have to be very patient with this kind of relationship. But I do think that there are a lot of rewards here for you if you were to give it a shot. I think as a Pisces, my advice would be to do not invest everything in it right away. If you do feel that connection with this person, if you end up trying to pursue something more physical with this person, do not allow yourself to get wooed immediately, and try. Which would be hard for you. It would be. But I do think it would be a valuable growing experience for you, hence the world here. And I do. I think that it would be a good opportunity for you to try to not only just open yourself up, but to try to learn to protect yourself, at the same time. Because there is that possibility. There's no indication here as to how this relationship would play out. But just from my experience and knowing that personality of the Knight of Coins all too well, I just know that there is the potential that that it won't be overt. Any interest he has in you emotionally will not be overt at first. If you stick with it and are patient with it and understanding and are very down to earth. Earth signs need down to earth. They do not want to hear about how much you miss them after the first week. They do not want to hear about how much you're into them, really. Emotionally anyway. Physically is one thing, but they don't want to feel too attached on too soon, because they really are uncertain about how they themselves feel, because they're so out of touch with their own bloody emotions that coming to an emotional decision or realization is tricky for them, and it does take time. They are very slow moving when it comes to how they feel about a person, and the trick is to not take it personally. And as a Pisces, you'll want to take it personally, but don't. Don't. Just be patient with it. And I really do think that it could work for you. Or you can just, not. I mean, the alternative is to just let it go. I mean, that is the alternative. I think you are being presented with a choice here. Hence the Ace of Swords in your obstacle portion of your previous reading. I do think that you are being presented with a double-edged sword, as we were saying before. Neither decision is going to be easy, but there is definitely potential for either more negative or more positive. And I think it's up to you to choose which path you want to take and how you want to go about it and how you react to it. Because I do think that you have the potential to react to it well. And to grow through that into something that's just stronger and more able to be with someone like that. Earth signs need grounded people. They need to know that their partner is not going to be overly dramatic or fly off the deep end over nothing. Like, because emotions are kind of scary for them, they don't want to be intimidated by someone else's emotions because they're already intimidated by their own emotions. You know what I'm saying? So so you don't want to overwhelm them with anything. And again, I don't really know you, but as a Pisces, I assume that you are more of an emotional type of person than he is, which can be fine. You know, Earth and water signs can, in my book, they can get along because water signs also want that kind of stability and on some level want that dependability because we are so sensitive and we are very vulnerable people because we absorb so much from everyone. You know, we are like sponges and we just absorb all the energies and feelings of people around us. That we want someone that we can feel safe with emotionally. We don't want to, in the process of absorbing that person's energy, that person's emotions, that person's life into our own, we don't want that to bring, we also don't want that to bring too much drama or negativity or just, too much stuff that's already going to muck up our own muck. So we are very similar to earth signs in a way, and we are also very protective of our emotions as well. So I do think that there is some good understanding between those two elements. I don't think that they're incompatible, really. It's just you've got to go about it the right way. At least this has been my experience because I've gone about it the wrong way several times with earth signs, and just my luck. I've been way too many earth signs in my love life that just have not worked out because of me, because of me. They haven't worked out not because of the other person doing something stupid. Most of the time it's because of me and because of my desire to either push it too quickly or I just get over-attached too quickly or whatever, and so let this be my advice to you, okay, to avoid that when pursuing an earth sign. So again, I don't know how well you know this person or how long you have been pursuing this person or what have you. But that's what I get here, Ariel. I don't think that this is a bad situation. Like I said, I think it could go either way, and it really is up to you. I think you have a lot of say in this situation as to how it plays out in your life. Okay? So I hope that this works out for you. I'm sorry that this is not a Skype reading, womp womp, but I hope that I was able to make up for it by hopefully giving you some advice here and some insight into the situation. So I really hope it works out for you. Wow, I look really tired as I look at myself. I'm sorry, but anywho. Besides the point. I wish you the best of luck with this, and I apologize again tremendously for the delay. Again, I hope I've made up for it a little bit by throwing in something extra for you. Okay, and I wish you the best of luck, and if I don't speak to you before then, have a happy Thanksgiving and all that. All right, take care of yourself, and thank you so much again for your business. I really appreciate it, and I wish you the best of luck. Bye.